It is Wednesday, One Sheet Wonder Wednesday day, and I've got a lovely collection of different stamps here. Boughs and Blossoms, Oceanfront, Blessings of Home, and oh, what have I got behind me? I grabbed out some things that I haven't used for a little while. Celebrate Sunflowers. Now this one has been with us for a little while. I think we might be saying goodbye to it later on this year, but that's just my prediction. I could be wrong. Nature's Harvest. Now this was in the mini catalogue July to December last year. It is still available to purchase. Actually, I'm saying that and I'm thinking I better check what I'm saying. So hello, it is the 23rd of February. Hello, 2022. Goodness me, I can't believe we're saying 2022. And I'm just going to double check to see if this is available because I don't want to... Yes, it is. It is available. Whoop, whoop. Right, so that's available. And got some... Oh, yes, I want to use a bit of this one. Might use some of the others, but I definitely want to use a bit of this. I was looking for an outfit on eBay the other day, because I've got a couple of weddings to go to this year, and I was reminded at how beautiful some of the prints that you get on certain dresses. Particularly, I love, there's a British company called Monsoon who create some really beautiful clothes, and they seem to just mix and match prints kind of inspired by around the world. And so I was having a look at some of those clothes the other day, and I like the idea of having almost different pockets of different types of prints all kind of patchworked together. So that's the kind of look that I am aiming for today, almost like little snippets, like someone has created, I don't know, 5 different designs and then tore it up and then kind of collaged it back together, but all on one page. So there we go. Lorraine's back from her wedding. Awesome. I couldn't get the word out then. Right, let's have a look. I want to see your comments. So to start off with, I think I've got Mango Melody here. I think I want to stamp some splotches of colour. That's what I'm kind of going to do to start off with. And oh, I'm wondering whether to bring in a bit of, you know what, I think I might bring in some pale papaya to start off with rather than going in full on orange. I'm a bit scared of the orange, if truth be told. Right, I'm just going to pull my chair in, say hello to everybody. 5 quilts out the door. Fantastic. Lorraine has been working like an absolute Trojan to get these quilts done. Well done, Lorraine. I bet you're very relieved that it's all done now. Right, I'm just going to come in a little bit. There we go. Right, hello, Vicky, Liz, Valerie, Paula, Linda, Lorraine, Barb, Melanie, Sheila, Lisa, Darlene, Karen, Roberta, Vay, Cindy, Sarah, Deborah. Fantastic. Lovely to see you all. It's not too late to invite your friends. If you've got some friends who you think you may enjoy this video, I'm live now, but if you're watching this in the future as well, you're very welcome. Thank you for hopping on and seeing what I'm up to today. Now, I'm going to do something that I don't usually do. When I stamp these kind of designs, I try and keep everything either vertical or horizontal, but shock horror, I'm going to go random. I'm going to go on the jaunt. Don't dive shock anybody. So I'm just going to do, ooh, don't know where that came from. Obviously dirtied it up at some point. I don't know what, let's see if I can give that a wee wipe, because there's another colour creeping onto my page. I don't know where that's come from. That's a bit better. So I'm going a bit rando. This is not what I usually do, twist things around, but there we go. I usually do it with flowers, but not geometrics. So okay. Happy with that. Ooh, I like the look of this nice stencil. So I'm going to get some Mango Melody Now that I am going to keep the right way up because I want to kind of remember what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to do a bit of that over the peachy area. Oh, I might just do a bit more. I just got to take your time. If you do that, move it off and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Just take your time to pop it back on and you should be fine. There we go. I like it. So just going to do this to all the different peach bits that I've stamped. So I keep saying peach because every time I look at that colour I think peach, but it's called pale papaya. You see, the Stampin' Up colours often refer to foods, and I know I've said this before, sometimes I look at these colours and I think of the name and I can taste the fruit in my mouth. It's very bizarre. I guess that's the power of your brain over your body, isn't it? Hello, Janice and Glenna. Ruth has gone rogue. I know, Cindy. What is to become of me? I randomly discovered this very interesting YouTube channel yesterday. It's not for the faint-hearted, I have to say. It's a guy who goes around interviewing people who I think are either homeless or on drugs and stuff like that, but they're brutally honest kind of like interviews. I think it's called, is it called White Underbelly? I think that's the name of the YouTube channel. But oh my goodness, I started watching something last night and I was hooked. It was really sad as well. I'm not going to go into details about it because I don't want to bring the tone of the video down. But if anyone is interested in watching some really kind of hard-hitting stories, I think it is called, I'll have to double check the name of it, but I think the YouTube channel is White Underbelly. Let me just look at my history. Oh, I can see my daughter has been watching things. No, it's not called White. It's called Soft White Underbelly. There we go. Some very interesting interviews. So the video I watched was of a lady who'd been on the streets and was addicted to coke, and oh my goodness, really sad. And then latter interviews were of her when she was getting better and she was off. But very fascinating YouTube channel. Anyway, right, let's move on. Oh, got this one here, Blessings of Home. Just gonna, I think, just sneak this in at different points. Maybe a bit of Misty Moonlight. I feel like I might even go in and put some ink into there as well. Let's see. Hi Shelley Hodson, welcome. Are you new to my channel? Hi Susan Zastro. Hi Shaz. Who else is here? Who else has come on? I think I've said hello to everybody. Sorry if I've missed anybody. So I'm going to tuck this image right up next to something else. I'm trying to fill the gaps between the different images. And the idea of this is to give each area a kind of identity of its own, but also have them kind of connect into each other in a really seamless way. That's the aim. So I'm just going to keep filling the gaps and see what happens, basically. So I quite like this design, but I feel like I want to do some filler in here. And I'm wondering whether... Now, did I discover if this fitted in before? Have I done this before where I've tried to stamp that in there? I don't remember. Oh, I wonder what that would be like in peach. Thank you, Shelley Hodson. Are you... I know I just said, are you new? But I don't know if I saw you answer. You're very welcome. Where are you from? So back to the pale papaya, and I'm just going to faux colour in that flower. Ooh, that's quite... Oh, I'm not sure if I like that, but I'm just going to keep going. Because I've started now, so I have to finish. Bit of faux colouring in. Ooh, I could do a bit of faux colouring in with this one. A little bit of texture. So this is the little dots from Oceanfront. So you just saw me stamp with that square rectangular. So all I'm doing is just trying to add a bit of peach to this, but in a really soft, not obvious way. It's just quicker than colouring in. For those of you who've watched me before, you know that I like doing this from time to time. So we're kind of using the stamp to paint with, really. That's the way I see it. I don't like that big clump there. Just going to keep adding a bit more. Okay. That'll have to do. Got to move on. Right, so now let's look at this sunflower. That's a bit big, isn't it? Don't think I'm going to be able to fit it somewhere. And I don't want this to be too close to this because it's a bit similar. Right. No, don't like it. Okay, let's try. Got a bit of cinnamon cider. Got to say it in that accent. Cinnamon cider. West Country cider. I'm originally from Lancaster, as in Lancaster, UK, or Lancaster in America. Hello, and Garthwaite in New Zealand. Oh, hi, Serene. You like that floral bloom? Oh, it is so pretty, isn't it, Glenna? Okay, so I want to have some of these flowers kind of in it, but not near that one. So I'm going to see if I can get 3 of these clustered. Ooh, getting a bit close. No, we'll go you there. Let's try you there. There. Okay. You can go there. And then you can go there. Nice. And then I think we need... Oh, it's a bit pinky, that dauber. Let's get a bit of a more of a peachy one. And get some Mango Melody, which I've used up there. So I'm going to try and repeat the colours as I go through to pull it all together. So let's see what happens if I do that. Oh, that's nice. So this is a dauber. Get a pack of 5 of these. And these are helpful when you're trying to have very directed ink on a page, because the brushes are kind of 4 times the size of this. So that's a bit trickier when you're trying to do very specifically and directed things. Now I'm also looking at this flower and thinking you need a little bit of love in the middle there. Yes, yes, you're looking much better now with that little bit of focal point. So think you're happier. Does anyone else talk to their flowers when they're stamping, or is it just me? Hi, Mary. Yes, I've cased many of your designs. They are so much fun to make beautiful cards. Thank you, Mary. Very kind of you to say. Okay, so now we do have some little leaves here. Now, do I do some extra leaves? Now, for those of you who don't watch my channel that often, you may not know, but I'm sometimes rather brutal to my stamps. I actually cut them up to make them more usable. So if you ever do want to cut up your stamps, just be aware of cutting them with a sharp pair of scissors, a clean cut, and usually don't cut anything where the design is. You want to cut where designs are sort of separated, like these two leaves. So Stampin' Up! Have designed the leaves to be together, but I actually find it more helpful sometimes to stamp with them apart because I have a bit more control over what I'm doing. So at the end of the day, it is your stamp set. You do what you want with it. So if you think it would be more useful, then do give them a little snippety snip. Right. Okay, I've got some happy little leaves happening there. Now, now I did pull out Magenta Madness and Soft Suede, and I am wondering whether to add, I don't think I need another brown because I've got a lot of orange and brown already happening here. But I'm wondering whether to add a different kind of flower. Or a whole different type of texture. Let's have a think. Could add that one. That would be interesting to have through there. But I'm wondering whether I need to do some more stenciling in that background before I stick that on. Now, I did pull out. So this is not, this can be, you can actually use this to put on cards, directly onto cards and stick it on. It's made of card. But sometimes it's nice to use this as a texture to ink through. So let's have a think. I've used that, and the blue already, and the mango. I'm trying to think what would look nice in the background there for me to stamp that on. Maybe cinnamon cider. Let's get a... Oh, actually this brush. This is the Stampin' Up! Brush, which are a little bit bigger than the ones that I was gifted, so I do like using these. Now, some people have been telling me that they pounce their brushes rather than rubbing. Maybe I should try that. Okay, so now it would be easy if I just have these parallel. So what I'm going to do is try and fill in some of the gap that I have here between the stamping I've already done, and then just move my stencil or mask. Okay, it doesn't have to be absolutely accurate. Nice. I talk to everything usually, so it'll behave. Absolutely. I know, you've got to tell these stamps to behave themselves. Or ribbons. Ribbons are notorious. They need a lot of talking to, ribbons. And embellishments. They need a good talking to sometimes. They don't behave. What else needs a good talking to in the craft world? Okay, so looking for all the gaps to put some of this lovely, very geometric shape and texture. It's got a bit of an autumnal vibe to it, but hey ho. Everything that falls on the floor when crafting, yes. Sticky things, yes. Embossing machine and dies when they move. Yeah. Stay. See, we don't have pets in this house. I just have craft materials that need to behave. Oh, the backs of foam squares, yes. Oh, they get found in all sorts of places. Can we have the most unusual spots found for the backs of dimensionals, please? They're usually in my shoe or on the floor of my bathroom or... So this is a really helpful technique for filling the whole space, because that's the aim of this type of technique. This is about creating our own gorgeous designer series paper or scrapbooking paper that you can then cut up and use for your designs. So that looks really lovely. Now I've got a feeling that this is actually going to be a little bit too big. If I start stamping that in pink, I think that's just going to be overkill. So I'm wondering whether to do that in the blue. I think someone actually did say that. What about the blue earlier? So let's do that. In your bra. When stamps set, yes, play hide and seek. I know. Like you call to them. Where have you gone? It does look like a tablecloth, yeah. Sitting in church one day, you saw one on the floor? Yeah. So it's like, is it me? Or is it somebody else that's brought that in? Sorry, I've dropped a stamp. I'll just... Oh, where's it gone? Oh, come on, you're enormous. I can't lose you. Oh, I'm going to have to look for it later. What's that? I've dropped the sunflower somewhere. Oh, that's cute. Under the cat's collar. Okay, here we go. Just realised I've got these mats under here. I don't need the mats. Sorry, I've gone really quiet because I'm like, I don't want to mess this up. So I'm doing an in-person workshop tomorrow, guys. It's not strictly a Stampin' Up workshop. I'm being employed to deliver a crafting workshop with families. But I'm going to take my Stampin' Up stuff because they're such great products to use you know, whether you're stamping with one person or 20. So I was going to take like a whole load of card bases. I'm going to cut a few more card bases tonight and maybe do half sheet wonders with them. Just show them how to do maybe some floral stamping or whatever. I find kids are great at stamping. You just kind of like give them a little bit of a clue and they go for it. And you know, if they want to go for it and do their own thing, you know, once they know the technique, they're away, aren't they? So that'll be interesting. Although I'm hearing rain again outside, and the rain has been affecting the villages and towns around and about us, so much so that the train track from like the main next town, which is in England, Shrewsbury, to my town, is damaged. The water has really damaged it. So until the water recedes and they're able to get there and figure out what they're doing and fixing it, it's a little bit tricky at the moment. Right, I would like to bring in now that lovely kind of textured stamp. I'm just trying to see if I've got anything else a bit textury. No, I think I'll go with that one, but I'm going to be careful with it because I think I would like a little bit of blue just around some of these flowers. So I'm just going to keep it next to the flowers. So the trick with this kind of collage, you know, really what I would call proper collage stamping. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Janice. Oh, snow stopped play. Is pick a couple of techniques for each section and just repeat it. So let's just recap from the beginning. I stamped that Oceanfront section and then did stenciling over it, and then I just repeated that. And then I stamped the florals and then some pale papaya inside it and repeated it. And now, you know, I've stamped these blue flowers with the little bit of dottage going around them. Now I'm not going to put dottage everywhere. I'm just keeping it to the confines of the design, that little design there. Now, of course, there is a bit of overlap, but that's okay. That was meant to happen. And also the rule that I didn't really want the sunflowers near those. I tried to keep to that too. So within stamping like this, I know some of you are still a little bit tentative and a bit kind of scared off by the idea of doing it. My tip is create a little rules for yourself and stick to the rules. Just don't veer from them and just keep going, because it will all come good in the end, I promise. It's just like life, isn't it? Life has a few little rules that you have to stick to, and sometimes life can seem a little bit stormy and the path may seem rocky and the weather may be a bit crazy, but you know what? If you follow the rules, it will work out in the end. Okay, right. Looking forward to getting my Stampin' Up stuff. You're joining. Fantastic. I think our winter is nearly over. Oh, great. Any amount of dottage is good. Oh, Melanie, hi. Nice to see you. Oh, you had a train derailment. Oh, I hope people are okay. Oh, scary. Okay, now the only thing I'm looking at this now and thinking is I would like a little bit more peach to be happening here. So I'm wondering whether, actually I think my yellow brush might be better for this, because I've just used the orange brush on the Mango Melody. I just want a little bit more peachification, if that makes sense, on these ooh, this ink pad needs a bit of cleaning. Right, just need to peachify. So instead of using my wand to stupefy, I'm using my brush to peachify. Harry Potter reference. Oh, pot of tea. Cup of tea. Well, guys, today I have been plumbing. Can you believe it? I've had since we moved into the house, there's been a bit of a drip underneath my sink, which, you know, is kind of manageable if you're just having to change the bowl every few days. That's okay. But last week, a new drip appeared, and it meant changing the bowl every, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours. And I was like, can't have this. This is not sustainable. So I was chatting to someone at church, and he's amazing. This guy at church, he's about 80 odd, and he's so skilled, and he just has all the tools. You know, he does a bit of carpentry, a bit of plumbing, a bit of this, bit of that. Sadly, his wife passed away last year, but he's keeping himself busy. And at church on Sunday, he said, well, I did. Hold on, he comes from the Midlands. I did tell Tom. No, hold on, that's the right accent. I've got to get into my West Midlands vibe. I can't. I'll come back to it. I'll try and do it in a minute. I did tell Tom he could ring me, and I was like, well, Tom didn't tell me, so that's the problem. So I rang him today, and he came round with his tools. Now, bless him, I did say he was 80, so he finds it very difficult to get onto the floor and get back up again, which he did do, fair play, and it was tricky for him to get back up again. So it was easier for him to show me what to do with the tools, and I was there with the wrenches and the thing and the blah blah. We did have to go and get a couple of new parts, but I managed to fix them. So yeah, I had a plumbing lesson today, everybody. Right, there we go, that's one done. What are we in? Oh, only half an hour. Have we got time for another? What's the time? 10 to 10. Oh, shall we go again? Shall we? Try and do a similar... Oh, I know. Now, I'm just going to use what's on my desk, so I'm not going to be reaching too much for new stuff. But I wanted to try out a technique that I've not done before. And that is to distress the paper a little bit before I start stamping. Okay, so I'm going to get my, this is my score tool. I've got my take your pick tool. It's a bit gunky here. And I wondered what would happen if I actually did a bit of scratching before I started stamping. Okay, that's just an idea I had. So, yes, we have time. Love the blue flowers. Thank you, Liz. Have you got that set yet, Liz? Oh, by the way, that stamp set, Boughs and Blossoms, if you purchase that stamp set and the punch, it's a bundle at the moment, from me or Esther or anyone in my team who purchases it or purchases it for a customer, you are all eligible for a free tutorial from YouTube, on YouTube, 4 projects. 2 from me and 2 from Esther. Now, I did have an email asking if we will be making them available to international customers who can't shop with us. And yes, Esther and I have decided we will be supplying the 4 videos for £10. So we will get £5 each or thereabouts. So if you are unable to be our customers, we will let you know nearer the time how to purchase the videos. Okay, so you will have 4 exclusive video projects from me and Esther. Okay, so I'm just kind of going scratchy across there with my metal scoring tool here. This is the one that I think comes with the score forgotten the name of it. Someone wants to tell me what the name is. Oh, I'm going to do some circles as well. Some spirals. Just do some circular things on there. There we go. Now, if you find it's getting a bit scratchy, I know this is a bit naughty, but if you get that and rub it on your chin, just doing it now, just rub it on your chin, it then transfers some oils onto it. And see, look, that is so much more smoother than it was getting all scratchy up there. So if you find it's getting a bit too scratchy, just rub it on your chin. Basically, get a bit of oil from your chin, and it helps it along. There we go. I heard it from somebody else, okay? I did not make that up. I heard it off somebody else. And I think it's quite a famous YouTuber as well, crafting YouTuber. So, hello, Miss Martina. Yes, where have you been? Scoreboard. Yes, thank you, Janet. Boughs and Blossoms is in the mini, in the spring mini. So I know it looks like I'm just like drawing with an invisible pen. Whoever used to have those when they were a kid, you know, like secret spy pens, draw with invisible ink, or whoever had a book that said, oh, draw with lemon juice. There we go. Right, so that's, I've done a few little different things on there. Now I've got my pick tool. I'm just gonna do some dottage. This is some like quite violent dottage going on here now. Just gonna pokey. There we go. How do I, honestly, I don't know how I come up with these ideas sometimes. They just come to me. And then I go, what are you doing? And we'll see how it turns out. And at the end of the day, if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But I wondered what would happen if. And you know what? That is the glorious advantage of just freeing your mind sometimes and going, I'm just going to play. I'm just going to see what happens. Because at the end of the day, it's just a bit of paper. No one else needs to know what I've done to it. There we go. Dotty. And it's quite a good workout for your arm, I have to say. And my arms are slightly achy from rock climbing yesterday. My husband has been going, ow, ooh, ow, all day. Bless him. It's been a while since we exerted our bodies that much. Would you believe? So, but no, yeah, just the sort of the back of my arms and my back. A little bit tighter today after rock climbing. Sorry about the noise, everybody. It's a bit like a drill. Right, there we go. Right, enough of the distressing. Shall I pop some of this on now? Shall we? Oh, let's go for something a bit brighter, because Magenta Madness is on my desk. I was going to use it earlier. Caden has had to have Calpol. He was aching today. Oops. Bless him. He did go for it, Wendy. He really did. So, it's a good kind of pain, though, as the lady said to him yesterday. Just doing a bit of pink over my little circles there. Oh, this, yeah. Now, I deliberately chose the heavier cardstock rather than the light because I thought I'm going to be distressing it. So, yeah, please do feel free to experiment. It'll be interesting to see what the difference was between the light and the heavyweight. This is the heavyweight. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. That's what I've been saying all day. Okay, let's get a bit of peach on here. Actually, you know what? I might just use this one again because that was just great having that in the peach. So let's just whap that on there. Oh, I've forgotten to use my mats, but never mind. Can you guys see the texture coming there? There we go. Now, I must find that sunflower stamp. Bear with. I think it fell on the floor somewhere. And rolled away. Oh, where are you? Oh, where have you gone? Where did you go? Oh, found it. It was in a box. Right. It would be fun to have a pink sunflower. The mats may have helped you not have to press so hard with your stylus. Oh, that's a point. Where did I put my mats? Oh, where are they in a minute? Okay. Let me just try it. Where's my pink? Yeah, it does give it a slightly different look, actually. I couldn't tell you which I prefer. I don't think I do prefer either. Either, neither, neither. Yeah, but yeah, try that out, guys. Difference between using a mat, not using a mat. See what happens. Hi, Carol. Okay, so let's get some pinky on here. Doing little clusters of 3 sunflowers where I can fit them in. 3 up there, 2 up there rather. Do that. Okay, that's nice and cheery, isn't it? Sunburnt flowers, yes, indeed. Right, get my mango again with my little dauber just to do the centres of these. So I'm going in quite gently to make sure I don't get too carried away and too far out the centres. I mean, it's okay if they come out a little bit, but I'm trying just to be careful. Reminds you of an award ribbon. Yeah, I guess it's all those little pleats that you get on award ribbons. And you've got all these lines going around. That is understandable. There we go, my lovelies. That's a very Wendy thing to say. Wendy says that. My lovelies. And, oh, I'm so tempted to do more of that orange on there. Or should I do it on there instead? Because on the last one, I did it over the peach. Or, oh, I could do blue on top of pink. Ho, 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 ho. Yes, I'll do blue on top of pink. Right, now I wanted to have a go doing some texture with a leaf, but stamping a repetitive pattern with the leaf. So I'm going to try that now and see how that works. So I'm going to find a blank bit. I want to just do that and see if I can do like a repetitive pattern. There we go. So again, the look we're going for is almost like little pieces of fabric that have been patchworked together. That's the look we're going for with this. Stamp the leaf over the mask. Stamp the leaf over the mask. What? Do that and then stamp. Ooh, that would be interesting. Sorry, I read your comment too late to do it. But yes, that would be very interesting. Oh, actually, I wonder what would happen if I was to stamp the blue with... I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, I can always just go back in with my brush, can't I? Right, so I'm going to try the blue over the peach or pink. I think the blue. Oh, sorry, the peach. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Oh, matte. Where's my matte? That's here I meant to go. Oh, for goodness sake, I had it here. Get another one. Right, not sure if this is going to work, but I'm just going to try it. Oh, it's pretty tricky to do that. Nope, not working. Okay, let's just go in. Now, this is the section that I scratched earlier. And so where the scratch marks are, I am seeing a slightly darker lines appearing. So that's interesting. That's I didn't expect to see that. Because when I stamped over it, I've got white, almost white lines. But when I go in with the brush, it seems to be sort of sticking a bit more. So... Hi, Miss Annie. Yeah, this is the second one. I will show you the other one in a minute. Don't worry. So as I said before, basically you set yourself a bit of a rule and you follow it to create a repetitive image. Now I've just realised that that has been stamped on its own, so that I think needs something else with it. I'm wondering whether some cinnamon cider stamped with this in that vicinity, in the vicinity of the leaves. Let's see, because I haven't used cinnamon cider yet. Okay, yeah, that'll do. So I'm starting 1, 2, 3, 4 and working my way up. So it goes from dark to light up through that leaf. Ish. Kind of. Night, Liz. Rest well. Now I'm looking at the little scratch of the dots that I did earlier. I'm wondering if there's a way of bringing that out. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going. So we've got some little white spots here and there, and I'm wondering whether to go in and fill that with something. Oh, I've still got that other stencil to go, haven't I? The more square, the more geometrical one. If I can find it. It was on my desk. Right, so that's the flower one. Oh, where's it gone? Here it is. Sorry, I'm just having a think. I wonder what pink on pink would look like. Just going to build it. I know what, I'm going to have a test run up here. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I like how it kind of fades in and fades out a bit because I've got some white patches there. Might put something else over the top of that, but for now we will keep going. It is working. Hi, Carolee. going to just put a little bit more pink down here before I go over with a stronger pink. There we go. Thank you, Miss Janine. What's the weather like with you and in New York? I know you guys had a lot of rain and floods and stuff. You've got freezing rain, Carolee. Oh dear. Just want some dainty little flowers. That's what I want. Fortunately, I haven't got anything on here. I might have to get another stamp. Oh, hold on. Hold on, hold on. What if I stamp some of that in the... I was going to say cinnamon cider, but I'm wondering whether to do it in the blue to make it stand out. I'll test it out with cinnamon cider at this side, just up here somewhere, and then... Oh, breaking my nails. Ouch. Right. So I'm just going to have to file my nail, guys. I've just gone and clipped it, and it's really annoying. See, hazards of stamping. I do so many cards on my stamps. I challenge myself to use stamps on scrapbook pages. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I keep meaning to do scrapbook layouts more often with you guys, because I know some of you are more scrapbookers and as well as card makers. And I actually really do like scrapbooking. That doesn't even show up very well. I'm going to have one more go. Ugh. Third time lucky. No, it's barely showing up. See, I'm trying to be really strict with myself and only use what I've put on the desk. Okay, what if I use the Misty Moonlight, but I only ink up a section of it? That's better. Little scrap of floral coming in there instead of a whole lot. That's cute. I like that now. Hi, Phoebe. How did you miss this? Well, you're clearly a busy lady. If you're just joining us now. Right, I'm going to try and just put a little bit of this blue in here, but this one's quite dark, the cinnamon cider one, so I'm just going to add a bit there. That's okay. I can live with that. Right, so now where I've got sort of weird cut-offs, I'm going to put my dottage in there to hide the beginning and the end of that section. There we go, that'll do. It was always meant to be this way. It's actually, oh, it's quite a nice transition there into the other blue. Right. Just having a think, sorry. I think I'm going to do a bit more peach, pale papaya rather. I'm going to papayify my sunflowers a little bit more. There we go, just to warm them up a bit and so those centres don't look like big eyes staring at you. There we go. Now, for all my scratching right at the beginning, it's not super obvious. But it was fun to try. That's better. It's just warmed up those sunflowers a bit more now. I think I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Right, so I'll bring on the first one. That was the first one. That was this. The scratching might show more on the other side here. A little bit. I mean, if you got the card and you were up close and personal to it, you would see it. But no, I don't think it's going to come through on the screen so well. Okay, so the idea of today's lesson, if you want to call it that, tutorial, was to look at creating very much collaged images. So lots of different types of images, but almost like you had 4 or 5 different pieces of fabric or paper that you'd torn up and then you'd stuck them down without actually going through that process. So the idea is to create these almost fragments of different sections on your cardstock. So I found it helpful to use Oceanfront and use that rectangular like image. We have other stamp sets like the watercolor shapes. You could do that with too. Anything that just gives a lovely soft kind of bit of color that can then be stamped onto. I mean, you could use these ones as well, but I chose to use that one. So we just stamp down those fragments of color, and basically the rule is to do 2 lots of maybe stamping or stenciling per section. So that had Pale Papaya initially there with Mango Melody stenciled through over the top, and we use this lovely floral stencil from the it's the lot in the mini catalogue at the moment with the butterflies. This is where that comes from. So that Mango Melody was stenciled over the Pale Papaya. That was the first thing that I did. Then I got this gorgeous massive image from Blessings of Home, and that was stamped in Misty Moonlight in various sections. And then I used Pale Papaya to kind of faux colour it in. And I used this stamp, and I used brushes and all sorts of things just to get a bit of that colour on there. Then the next section was the sunflowers. So the sunflowers went down, and then some orange, the Mango Melody was sponged into the centres. Then the Misty Moonlight went down in this flower design, and also the little sort of dotted stamp from Oceanfront got clustered there. Now I'm looking at this thinking I want to put something in the centres of that, and I'm wondering whether if I clean that off, a little bit of cinnamon cider would look good. I'm just looking at those, and they're looking a little bit naked, so there we go. Oh, not so naked. I don't like naked centres and flowers. Yeah, sometimes when you do a piece like this, you need to look at it and see where your eye is being drawn. And if your eye is being drawn to something, you're thinking, I don't want to actually be drawn to that in particular. Like I was looking at this thinking, why is my eye being drawn to the center of that flower? Like I want my attention to be on the flower, but not the center, which is like sitting there naked. So just by adding this, it just softens that center a bit. Helps to merge it in, and there we go. It's not so glaringly obvious that I've neglected those centers. There we go, that's better. Okay, so that was that. So just the colors for this then were Pale Papaya, Cinnamon Cider, Mango Melody, and Misty Moonlight. Those four. Okay. Yeah, it might be, Cindy, because they're I just use 4 colours. It's much more cohesive, isn't it? That one. This one's a little bit crazy. A little bit cray, you know, with that pink in there, the magenta. I did want to use the magenta because I'd not used it in that one. So this one had some scratching done to it. So before I started stamping at all, I used a tool to put some scratches and circles and things into it just to see what would happen, and I can see it. It might not be obvious to you, but it is there. So wanted to use the magenta, so did a bit of sponge brushing with ink onto things, and again a kind of combination of using stencils and stamps, and yeah, again just keeping to that rule of keeping things contained, having your sections. And yes, there is overlap, but generally you have your contained sections. So please do have a go with that. I'd love to see the results of that. Check out Artful Stampin' Space on Facebook, and please do share anything that you've made using that, or email me ruthtrice@gmail.com. You can send me your creations that way for me to have a look. And yeah, there we go. So the pink would be for a teen girl. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look. The first is my fave, but second is very cheery. Yes, thank you. It is. Can't have a naked flowers. No, we can't, Mary Hulk. There we go. Right, thank you so much, guys. I'm still taking bookings for the wreath class on March the 1st at 7 p.m. my time, and Wednesday 10 a.m. my time. And So the wreath class basically is where I teach you how to stamp a whole sheet of 12 by 12 and go through some techniques for doing quite a full wreath. So if you've not done that with me, please let me know and book onto that one. It's £20. And what's the other thing? Oh, a reminder, if you shop with me in January and February and you spend over £50, you are invited. Sorry, I'm shouting because I'm trying to reach over to get the stamp set. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. You're invited to an exclusive Zoom event where I use Oceanfront and Wildlife Wonder together and apart, and create probably about 3 or 4 projects using these, and to hang out on Tuesday the 15th of March. Okay, so if you shop and spend £50 with me in January, combined January and February, you come to an exclusive Zoom event. So if you aren't a customer of mine and would like to attend that event, it's £20. But as I said, we will be using these 2 stamp sets. Okay, so if you're not interested, then that's absolutely fine. I'm going to be offended. What was the other thing I was going to say? Also, if you're in my team and you have sold, bought, whatever you want to classify it, £50 in January and February, you also are invited to that event. So there we go. Cheryl Adams loves the vibrant colours of this one. The first one would make a beautiful rug for my dining room. You know what? I think I'd like this on a blouse or a dress. Yeah. Barb, are you on the list? Can you email me? I think you may be, Barb, but email me anyway. Okay. Right. Yes, I did. Are you sure you wanted to do another wreath class, Janine? I will call you in a sec. I will call you. Yeah. I've got, now the other thing I've got coming up, I'm about to schedule, actually, for those of you who are interested in doing the class to do with the white ink, I am about to schedule one of those. And I think I was going to go for a date in March. Sorry, just looking at my diary. I was talking to someone about it today who wants to do that class, and I do know there's a few of you on a waiting list for that one. You do have to have the white ink, though. If you don't have that, it's not going to work. March the 22nd. Yeah, March the 22nd. Okay, so if you're interested in that, March the 22nd, white ink class. Right, y'all, I've got to go and pack ready for my class tomorrow, and I will catch you guys later. I hope to be back tomorrow evening. I'm hopefully spending a few more hours with my kids and my husband because he's off for a few days now. So I hope to be here, but if I'm not, I will let you know. Take care, guys. See y'all soon.